Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the lesson. Today, it is a lesson with Teacher Dave for English, but we will not be using the books today. We will be using an online worksheet. So you can use your computer or tablet to bring up the worksheet and try and complete it at home. So I will post a link to the worksheet when it's time for the lesson, and everybody can try and have a go at home. So let's have a look at the worksheet. Okay, so today we'll do a worksheet about active voice to the passive voice. And we have studied this before in the class. If you remember, we studied it in the class. It is very difficult and it's a bit unnecessary sometimes to use. But you should have the work in your books so you can look back through your books and have a go at completing the exercise. So let's just try a few examples. Remember, the active voice, the teacher asked a question. The active voice we use when we know what the subject is. So here it is the teacher. The teacher, subject, asked a question. Okay, so this was the verb to ask. The teacher, subject, asked, verb, a question. But if we are using the passive voice, can you remember? We don't know what the subject is. So we just say a question was asked by the teacher. Okay, so we don't know what's been asked, but we know that a question has been asked. So we change the way the sentence is written. And we just say a question was asked by the teacher. We don't know. So if you can remember from the lessons, it's all about changing the sentence to try and read something like this. We don't know what's happened, but we know that it has happened. So let's try number one. Let's try number one together. This is active. People speak Portuguese in Brazil. Okay, so we know that the people speak Portuguese in Brazil. And this is the key, the people. The people speak Portuguese. This is active. If we change it to passive, we'll have to change the way the sentence is written. So we find out what the subject is, and that would be what's happened. People, verb, subject. So we change it to passive, we would say Portuguese. That's the subject. And we know that Portuguese is spoken. That's what's happened. Portuguese is spoken in Brazil. So that's written in the passive form. So active, people speak Portuguese in Brazil. But if you say it in a passive voice, Portuguese is spoken in Brazil. Okay, and let's just try one more. If you need to use your books, remember page 135 will have a list of all the past participles we should be using here. So let's just try number 2. My grandfather built this house in 1943. 3. So we know that the grandfather has built it, so it's active. We say it's an active speech. But if we change it to passive, we would say, what do you think we would say? The house was built in 1943. So we know that the house has been built, but we don't know who's done it. So we can change the order of the sentences. The house was built in 1943. Okay, so you just change the order of the sentences, and I think you know this already from your previous lessons. So everybody can try and change and try and remember the difference between the active and the passive voice. And then on the worksheet you can have a go at completing your answers in the boxes. Let's just talk about number 3. The cleaner has cleaned the office. So we know the cleaner has done this. So it's active. If we change it to passive, what would you say? The subject, the office has been cleaned. The office has been cleaned. So it just changed. We don't know who's done it, but we know that the office has been cleaned. So your task for today is to have a go at these questions, and when you get to the bottom, hit finish and see what scores you got. We'll go through this again in the classroom so it's a bit easier to understand. We should have done this before, so you should remember a little bit about the passive voice, how to use it. If not, you've got to work in your books. So have a go at the worksheet, see how you did, and I hope you can get it okay. And we'll cover this again and catch up as soon as I see you. So have a good weekend everybody, good luck, and I'll see you soon.